So let's see what we have. We have two arrays of numbers, and we have to find a series of integers that are both multiple of these guys here, of each of these guys here, and that are factors of each of those here, right? And what else do we know? We know that, well, the list here, no, not the list, yeah, blah, blah, n and m, and n integers, and the number of elements. Yes, in any of these two arrays, the number of elements is going to be between 1 and 10, right? What else do we know? We know that the integer or integers we are looking for are also between 1, they are between 1 and 100. Okay, so basically we are looking for integers that fulfill two conditions. For these integers to be on the list, they have to be both multiple of all numbers in A and factors of all numbers in B. Right, let's do that. Let's check the code. All right, we have to write our code here. So what we're going to do, we're going to start by creating an empty list. We're going to call it like multiples of A. All right, and for now it is empty. We're going to do the same for B, but for B it's going to be factors of B, also empty. All right, and then we're going to, let's create a for loop, and we're going to say for I, so for an integer in range 1, we take 101 here because we want 100, because Python is going to stop just 1 before the limit we set here. So by doing that, it starts at 1 and it stops at 100, exactly what we want, right? Because it says here, as we saw that those integers are smaller than 100, well, smaller or equal to 100. All right, so what we're going to put in this loop, we're going to say that for number in A, let's call this number, no, we take, yeah, a number in A, so let me just explain, clarify. Number in A is going to be any number, and this is going to be the array. So any number A in array A. Okay, so just to make things clear, so this is going to be a number 2 in array A, and this is going to be another number 6 in array A. So these 2 and 6, they're going to be these guys here, 2 individually and 6 individually, and A is going to be the full array 2 and 6, or any other numbers we are given. All right, so what we're going to do, so for this number A in array A, we're going to check if the integer here, right? The integer, we start 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on until 100. So if the integer, and we take that integer and we try to divide it by, so I'm putting this sign here. This means, let me just try and finish here. So we take the integer, we take 1, then we take 2, then we take 3, and we divide it by this guy here, and then the next guy in array A, and so on. And every time that we divide this by this, and we get no reminder, right? So reminder is 0. It means that the given integer we are testing is a multiple of that number in A. So if this happens, we want to take this empty list here, and we want it started empty, but we're not going to leave it empty. We're going to append that integer if this is true, if this happens. We're going to append that integer, right? Multiples here. Oops. Okay. So every integer that can be divided by a number in A and the remainder 0 gets added to the list called multiples A, right? We're going to do basically the same for the array B. So we're going to say for number B in B. All right, so we are still within the same loop here, the range, right? But we are not in this one anymore. And we're going to do the same, but this time it's reversed. It's if the number B, when we divide it by the integer, right? Integer from 1 to 100. If this gives a remainder of 0, well, it means this time that it means that it is a factor of. It means that this given integer that we are testing on number B is a factor of the number B. Same thing as above, but we are looking for factors this time, so we are switching this and this, right? The other way around. And we're going to do the same. We're going to append factor B, append. We're going to basically add that integer if this is true. We're going to append and add that integer to this list here. All right, now what we're gonna do? We're gonna take this list that has been created and this list that has been created, and we're gonna put them together. And let's start by putting here potential integers. So I'm gonna also start empty. So this list that started empty, now we want I should come here. Nope, here. We want to take the list of potential integers. I mean, we're basically filling it with this and this. So any number that appeared in this list and in this list, we're going to put them together. So multiple, what's wrong here, plus factors B. All right, so we're going to take this list we created and this one and put them together. Next step. Okay. Now, let's try something. We're going to just print potential integers so I can show you guys something. So if we print this, okay, numbers appear several times. So every time 4 fulfill the conditions, it appears here. But what we don't want all those numbers appearing so many times. So what we're going to do now, okay. So we want them to appear only one time, but let me see if we address this now or later. Yeah. So let me just do this. So we have this list, new list of all the integers, potential integers. And now, okay, yeah, important. Yeah, if we go back here, depending on how many times the given number appears is going to tell us if that number, if that integer fulfill all the conditions. If we go back here, we see that for an integer to be part of the final list we are looking for, it has to be a multiple of all numbers in A, and at the same time it has to be a factor of all numbers in B. What does it mean? It means that every time it hits 2, 6, 24, and 36, or any other numbers in any other array, it has to appear. So here it would have to appear 4 times. If we see it 4 times here, it means that it goes into our final list. If it goes fewer than 4 times, well, it doesn't fulfill these conditions, right? And it cannot go more than 4 times for this example here. Okay, but so to do that, we're gonna say here that we have a, how are we gonna call that? We're gonna call this total length. And we're gonna say it's equal to the length of both arrays A plus B. So in the example we are given here, it would be 4. So if it appears 4 times, it is in the final list. If not, it doesn't. So now we're going to use this to check that condition. So we're going to go here. I need to indent back. So for number in potential integers, what we're going to check? We're going to check that we're going to say basically if potential integers count. So we're going to say go inside that list and count every time that a given integer appears in that list. And so if the number of times it appears is equal to that variable we set here, total length, well, we're happy. We want that number in our final list, right? So we're gonna say final integers. Do we have? Yeah, we need. Actually, no, we need this. We don't need this one. It's gonna be final integers. Here it's just yeah, I think it's gonna work without this. We don't need that. So we're just gonna use this one for final integers. Potential integers is gonna work without having nothing about it up here. It should at least. And so what are we gonna do? Come down. We're gonna do if what's happening here? Check that. All right. So goodness, something is wrong with this screen control. Okay, better. So if potential, if the number of time it appears is equal to the total length, what we're gonna do, we're gonna take final integers that was empty, and we are going to append that number to it. Append number. All right. What else? Okay, we're almost done. Now we need to return what we want. Return, and we could return final integers, but we have still to do 2 things. We don't want, yeah, as I said earlier, we want to have only we want to have the numbers appearing only once, so we can do that with set. What set does is if like 2 appears like 5 times in a list, it's going to make it appear only once. So it takes all the numbers but only once. And what else we have to do when, well, if we do that, it's not going to be what we are being asked. Let me just show you what happens if we do that. Obviously, final integer is not defined. Okay, should be fine. And so if we do that, sorry guys, let's check. Okay, so this is what we want, right? This is the final integers that we were looking for, but the expected output is not, should not be given in terms of showing the integers, but it should show how many integers are in this list. So we just have one last thing to do, which is gonna be just return the length of all that thing. And if we do that, we should be good. Let's see. Woohoo! All right, well, let's see if now we're going to submit, and let's see if it's confirmed. Woo! Congrats guys, we're done. Have a good one.